Hi everyone, welcome back to Call Sheet Confessions. I'm your host, Mia LePage, and today I have a very special guest. Our guest today is actually the first director of photography that we've had on the show so far. Some of her credits include 30 Days with Bretman Rock, which she won a gold Telly for Best Cinematography. The project also won the Streamy Award Show of the Year. Her other projects include Before the Dawn, Sonia Slides, a recent project with Stunna Girl, and so much more. And a fellow podcast host of an entertainment industry podcast called Exposing the Negative, where she talks with entertainment industry professionals about the industry and navigating mental health while working in the entertainment industry. My guest today is none other than Kaity Williams. Welcome, Kaity.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time. I'm so excited to sit down and talk with you.
I'm excited to be in the guest chair instead of the host. Yeah.
It's nice to be on the other side of things.
Yes,
sometimes.
there's so much work and just a different skill set.
Totally. Yeah. So take us back. What were you like as a kid? You grew up in South Carolina. What were some of your early interests?
Well, I think like most artists or creatives, I was a bit of a strange kid, very weird.
Yeah.
I grew up in South Carolina and with my twin sister Callie, and we were just kind of kept to ourselves. We had a built-in best friend, which was nice, but kind of shy and awkward in social situations.
Okay, yeah.
But grew up making our own home videos and finding an old camera and figuring out oh, this is fun. Let's just make some terrible movies. And they were, but it was so much fun. And luckily had supportive parents that were like, you know what, that could be a career.
That's incredible.
We followed that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it is so interesting to have that built-in best friend, and the fact that you shared same interests and could work together and create together. That's so much fun.
Oh, yeah. I really enjoy having a twin sister, and it's an experience like no other to have someone that is very similar in same life experiences or similar life experiences. And it's so fun that we both decided to pursue the film industry, but it's also quite great that we did two different departments. So we're never competing for the same job.
Yeah.
And occasionally we're on set together. So that's really fun.
That's super fun.
Yeah.
Because then you get to work together in different scenarios.
We get to work together, and I have a very great appreciation for the sound department.
Yeah, because you're seeing it through the work that she does.
And just seeing some of the struggles that she goes through or just the talent that it takes to be in that department and how important sound is.
Totally. And it's cool, like you said, too. It kind of eliminates that competition between each other because you're working the same industry, but you're going separate routes in the separate departments.
Yeah. I feel like if we were in the same department, it would probably still be two different positions. So if she was a sound mixer, maybe I would have been the boom operator. And me being a director of photography, she could have been the camera assistant.
Yeah, totally. So you grew up making these videos together and started posting on YouTube. What was that process like, and what did you learn about yourself and what you wanted to do through that?
Well, looking back, the process was just a really terrible attempt at what it actually takes to make a film. But you do learn how to plan and prepare for a shot. We would make videos where we would play all the characters. So there could be up to 16 characters in a scene.
Wow.
And having to prepare and block and make sure those people didn't come in contact with the others so that they could be edited together.
Yeah.
It took some pre-production.
Totally.
We didn't know what it was at the time, but that's what it was. And that's what you do in the real movies, in the real business. So it taught how to prepare for the shots that you want. And the more you prepare, the better the shot can be executed.
Absolutely. And everyone starts from somewhere, and just finding, playing around and having those early experiences, you might, like you said, you might not known what you were doing at the time, but those experiences you're able to learn and grow from and apply to what you do now.
Yeah, and that's what all filmmaking in life is taking experiences and putting it into the toolkit.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said you had really supportive parents, which is incredible because not every creative gets that. So that's really amazing. What was the next step in terms of, were you planning, like, I'm going to move to a big city, I'm going to go to film school, I'm going to study this? What was that next step?
Yeah, the next step, and really in most people's life, is college, right?
Right.
So for us, it was film school and going to a 2-year program, which was nice because that got school out of the way quicker. So did film school and then moved right out to Los Angeles. It was just, seemed like the correct path. Like, that's just what you do. That's the dream. You go to
Right.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, in 2014, we moved out to LA, or the general area. Was lucky enough to have family in Orange County,
Oh, nice.
which is not LA, but
Yeah.
it's certainly a lot closer than South Carolina. So it was good to have that, and also great to have a home instead of just moving out here and finding something on the internet and being like, well, that's quite affordable. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what area this is, but wow. And then, like, getting there, and there's a reason it's cheap, you know?
Right.
So
Right.
it was really nice to be able to be close enough and be able to discover Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And figure out, eventually found Burbank. I love that place. Been
Me
there for
too.
a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. It's so cute. It's near the things you need to be near, but it's also so, like, homey and calm, and there's so many, like, creatives all around, but it's very, like, chill compared to other parts of
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
And free parking.
Exactly. Exactly.
Which, that's hard to find in LA.
Yes,
Yeah.
you'll always be able to find a spot. You too.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's why, like, friends come to Burbank. We have free parking.
Yes.
Yeah. We do, and neighborhoods, and it's really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit
totally.
of green, like some grass around.
Exactly. Yes. I love it for all the same reasons. Was there any culture shock moving from, coming from South Carolina and then moving out to LA from the South to, a big city? What were some of the things you first noticed that might be different?
Oh, well, I mean, going back to growing up and being a little more strange,
Yeah.
I felt like I fit in with Los Angeles. It was
Ah.
nice. It was like, oh, here, this is my people. It's nice to have something going on every night, day. There's any kind of musician you want to see live, they're always going to have Los Angeles as a tour
Right.
stop. And yeah, just the fact that there's always something going on. There's creatives. There's not a blueprint for life, a little more different. I just felt at home already
Yeah.
with LA, and it just felt like, oh, this is where we belong.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still been here. I'm hoping that the industry stays
Yeah.
because, again, I found a home in LA. I don't want to leave, but if the industry leaves, I have no choice.
Right. If
Yeah.
work goes elsewhere, then we have to follow
Yeah,
it.
yeah, we're not that committed. So,
Yeah.
yeah, if work goes elsewhere, gotta follow it.
Yeah, but that's nice that you found that sense of belonging here and feeling like you do fit in, because I think when you grow up as a creative or you grow up with different passions than the people you're surrounded by, you can kind of feel like an outsider. But to live in a place where so many people have the same interests and you're surrounded by other creatives, it's really nice to have that community.
Yeah, it's a community. It's so nice to find that and to live here, and the weather's not bad either.
Exactly. So moving out to LA, you knew you wanted to work in the industry. Did you know what lane you wanted to go in through film school? Did you develop any idea of the direction that you wanted to go?
Yeah, I think that's a great thing about film school is that I discovered what the role of a director of photography was.
Yeah.
And I found that, and I was like, oh, that's what I want to be. It was really there that I even knew what a director of photography was.
Right.
I think, like a lot of people, it can kind of feel like, oh, I thought the director did that. Like, there's a whole position over camera, and like, wow. So when I discovered it, I discovered that that was the lane that I wanted to take.
Yeah. So then coming out to LA, what were some of your first steps in reaching towards that goal?
Yeah, what a time. Moving out in 2014, we did take a chance, did not have any connection or relative or anybody in the film industry.
Yeah.
So it was a matter of finding projects, like projects with no budget, low budget, copy credit, things off Craigslist. Like I have some fond memories of us going like to a coffee shop and we're just searching on the internet for any leads or
Yeah.
applying for any kind of job. And it was so fun. I don't know what people do these days. It seems like Craigslist has died down, which is not a bad thing. But I found some good connections there, people I still keep up with, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it was just like some kind of blind faith of something's going to work out.
Yeah.
So applying to just anything and everything and taking away experiences, whether good or bad, just adding it to the toolbox.
Totally. Were you applying to roles in the camera department or just anything to be on set, PA, wardrobe? What sort of roles were you applying to?
Well, I think I did like a few PA jobs.
Yeah.
But mostly I was seeking camera department.
Right.
Initially, some assistant roles and just anything in the camera department was exciting then.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was great that they weren't paying much because, yeah, that's, you know, what you get. But it was good learning experiences and to kind of learn that the camera assistant isn't necessarily a skill set that I have. And that was a good learning experience. And I enjoyed doing that position because it shows me what the camera assistants I actually get to work with, that they do and they do well and they have such a passion for. And I can understand the labor and the love that they put into it. And I can really appreciate the passion that they have for that skill set because I did not have it. I was not good at focus or like camera builds, and I'll still currently attempt to build my camera and my AC will like pretty it up. I'm like, that does look better. So I don't have that, and I really appreciate those who do.
Yeah, and it's great to have those experiences because then you learn the things that you want to do and the things you realize maybe aren't for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you also like appreciate that position more because
Totally.
the people that actually have those skills are superheroes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you see all the work and passion that goes into it and have so much respect for the work that they do.
Yeah.
Just also knowing like, I really respect what you do, but I think this isn't the lane for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I respect the people that I work for enough to not attempt to do a position that I don't quite have the skill set for.
Right. How did you come to that realization? And then once you did know that maybe you wanted to kind of pivot to a different lane, what were the next steps of chasing that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that you have to climb the ladder to be a director of photography. But when you kind of realize that those positions, like assistant camera, have skills that don't necessarily require you to become a DP, it's like, oh, well then, I'm not certain that I should be doing this. And, you know, I read the autobiography of Joseph Walker, and he's did a lot of films with Frank Capra, like It Happened One Night and It's a Wonderful Life. And he was coming up in like the 1920s, and he skipped the ladder. So it's like, even back then, you didn't necessarily have to become a second, become a first, and then become an operator and become a DP.
Yeah.
even then, you could just kind of skip right to it. So that's what I did because that's what I knew that I wanted to do in the long run.
Yeah.
And why not just go for it?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, it makes that decision of believing yourself and going for it a lot easier once you've tried the traditional route and you're like, yep, I'm certain that this is not the way for me, but I'm going to find the right way for me and, create my own path to get to where I want to be.
Exactly. And again, it's a matter of respecting those you work for and realizing like, oh, I mean, they should probably hire someone good at this.
Yeah.
So I accepted that
Yeah.
and decided to put all the focus, pun intended, on camera, like camera opping and DP. So I, some reason, decided to invest in an Arri camera to kind of have something to offer.
Yeah.
Because being young and not having a resume or quite a reel, it was hard to sell. Be like, I can do it.
Right.
Just take my word for it. Like, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't really necessarily work.
Right.
So I kind of imagined having a camera, something to offer, would be a route, and it is a route. But, if you hire me for the camera, the first job, then the second job won't be because of the camera. If you butcher the first job, it doesn't matter what you have. You're not getting called back.
Right.
But if you do the job well and the work is good, they'll call again, and it won't necessarily be because of the equipment.
Right. The equipment was what helped you kind of get that foot in the door, but the work that you did is what helped you stay there.
Yeah. And it was a time where there wasn't, like, these days, there's so many nice, affordable cameras, and a lot of people have access to purchasing something without having to take a loan or, blind faith, and that's great. Then it was definitely less common and a way to stand out.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of what my thought process was when just gambling and putting a lot of money into that.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you take that big bet on yourself and you take that risk, I think it can kind of signalize to the universe that you're believing in yourself and taking these steps to make it happen, and like the universe will kind of match you in that. This was early in your career that you made this huge investment. How did you know it was the right decision to make, and was it scary? How did you navigate that?
I appreciate naiveness when it comes to being young.
Yeah.
That was like a year after moving to Los Angeles and just like moving to LA and like the excitement of that, just the blind faith. And this is going to work out, like not thinking about all the payments that were going to come down the road and
Yeah.
and even the time when my bank account hit the negatives for not getting enough work or enough like legit paid work and having to make this payment from putting a big investment on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the naiveness of the youth and having a blind faith, like, it'll work out. It will. I just know it. I suppose it did.
Yeah.
But there was a good amount of hardships that came along with that.
Yeah.
So I, again, just appreciate just the excitement and the, just,
And like the optimism.
yeah, having, again, just the blind faith that it was going to work out. So that made the commitment to it feel right.
Yeah. Yeah. And at those times where you were seeing your bank account hit the negatives, it's like we can't like ignore this anymore. Like this is where we're at right now. How did you stay motivated and still believe in yourself? Because I think a lot of people can, really believe in themselves, but then when it starts to kind of get real, how do you like not give up and still continue to bet on yourself even in those moments?
I guess it would, again, just hoping that it was going to work
Yeah.
out, reaching out to contacts, seeing if there's, like, when you hit a low, it forces you to do things and make sure that it doesn't happen again and be a better planner. So it was just hoping that projects paid and that they came together, that more would call, and
Yeah.
they did. So that's good, and not necessarily good, but like lowering the monthly payment sometimes, or just accommodating and taking any kind of fall that would have came with that. But eventually it did pay off. It took 4 years to pay off, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is a long time. A long time to kind of live in debt.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and bill by bill and just month by month. So it was definitely a time that I appreciate looking back.
Yeah, but it was an investment that totally ended up paying off.
It did eventually.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, but it took a long time. Yeah.
And it was also nice just to have access to that camera.
Right.
So any passion project or any kind of thing I wanted to develop, like if I wanted to elevate something and they didn't quite have the budget, like, well, I guess I'll just bring this on for my own sake.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have that option.
Right.
So it's not like you're in debt but don't have like this great thing at your hands. It was very much worth it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
resource that you had in the back of your pocket to take out when needed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at a launch party, you ended up meeting your mentor, Jay Holben. What are some things that you learned from him, and how did that start to kind of shape your career?
I think the biggest thing when working with him was finally learning about lighting, which I think is the most important part when it comes to cinematography. I love lighting. I think that's what really elevates a standard image to a great one.
Yeah.
That's how you can make it feel 3D and shape a face and everything. So he came up through the electric department, from being an electric to a gaffer to a DP. And that's really what I lacked. And I think I was great at natural lighting
Yeah.
and placing the camera. Instinct, it just felt right. But learning lighting and how to light artificially and realizing why the natural light that I was instinctively choosing felt good and right, because the way it shaped the face
Yeah.
really made a difference. And that's what I think changed my images a lot.
Yeah. So it started to shape your work in a different way, kind of like
Literally.
learning,
Yeah.
learning other things and other ways to look at things that you hadn't been looking at before in that way.
Yeah, and realizing why particular lighting is good and why some is not, and why some feels 3D, some feels flat, quality and output and all of that. It was amazing to meet him. We're just great friends now. And yeah, we met at NAB, which is the Vegas convention, and been best friends since.
We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collaborated on some projects, and one of my favorite directors to work with.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to have those creative partnerships where you fuel each other and you get these two creative brains together to create really awesome work together.
Yeah, a great
Yeah.
collaborator and like partnership. It's so just the best kind of friendship, really. And the best business is when you get to create things with your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how, like, even growing up in the dance world, like, your dance friends are just like your best friends because they also understand the work you do and what you're passionate about and just understand you on such a different level and you're able to create together. So I totally understand that.
Right. It's
Yeah.
all about community
Yeah.
and building one, having a strong community around you.
Yeah, for sure. So, Katie, what does a day in your life look like as a DP? What's on your call sheet?
Ooh. So if I'm lucky enough to be working,
Yeah.
then it's report to set when on the call sheet says so.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes 30 minutes before if you want to eat.
Yeah.
And start the day. Look at the schedule that the AD usually makes, how to best stay on schedule. And that's always fun. And start with lighting.
Yeah.
Start lighting a scene. Unless you had a pre-light, then you could jump right in. But start lighting the scene. Take the appropriate amount of time for that. Add some cameras. Shoot the scene out. Then set up for the next. Set up for the next. Step and repeat. 6 hours in. Go to lunch. Unless you get that meal penance.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a matter of trying to stay ahead, think ahead,
Yeah.
managing the crew, making sure that they're good. Again, it possibly thinking about compromises that you might have to make if schedule's falling behind
Yeah.
or things don't go as planned because like they don't.
Right.
So there's just a lot of things that you have to manage as a DP because
Yeah.
it is a very creative position, but it's also there's some business aspects
Yeah.
and managing and thinking about how you're going to work around the restrictions that the day has to offer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that creative and business side that goes into the role.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get into it for the creative side.
Yeah.
For the camera, the lighting, the fun parts.
Right.
But the director of photography has a lot of business and a lot of managing. And you're answering 1,000 questions a day, literally.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of being able to handle that pressure and stay calm and, again, take care of the crew.
Yeah. How do you go about handling that pressure of being the person that's getting a lot of those questions all day?
Well, I think I enjoy that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
I like those questions and I like that overwhelming. To me, I would take that any day than the overwhelmingness of life.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's
Right.
and when you're not working, you're just almost lacking your purpose. So it's
Yeah.
in those moments of possible overwhelming or stress that, I still appreciate it because I get to work. And any day I get to work, I'm lucky. It's such a slow time in the industry.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to be handling pressure of 1,000 questions, like, give me that. I'll take that any day. Yeah, I work so much better than just, sitting at home and
Yeah.
wondering when the next job is going to be. I'll take the pressure of set any day.
That makes sense because it's also like a high being on set and being in your element, doing what you love to do. But yeah, like freelancing and working in this industry as a DP and working in this industry in general, it's tough. You're working, you're on cloud nine, you're having a great time. And then, it can be some downtime until that next job. How do you stay afloat in freelance in terms of like your mental health and also in general, like how are you, maybe smart with your money or navigating things to still stay in it?
Oh, right. I mean, a lot of tears. Yeah, that helps.
What's your
I
sign?
Capricorn,
Okay.
but a moon in Scorpio. So
Okay,
that
there it
hence
is.
the emotions. Yeah.
I'm a Pisces, so I'm like, there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But what's your moon in? Because that's your
Taurus.
earth sign. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Capricorn I love. But
Yeah, we're like flip. The Earth and the
yeah, the
water.
moon sign in Scorpio is
Yeah.
goes against Capricorn a lot. I was lucky enough to discover Jiu-Jitsu 3 years ago.
Cool.
So on my off time, I find myself in the gym. I had a friend, DP friend, Oscar,
Yeah.
who he always recruits his friends to try Jiu-Jitsu. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll try it.
Yeah.
No obligation to like it. And I was not, like, particularly good at it, and I'm still not, but it is the most mind-clearing thing that I've done. And I think being in an industry like this, I really needed a hobby.
Yeah.
And I happened to find one that's quite physical, but also very mentally just mind-clearing. The minute that I step onto a mat, all of life's nonsense and industry nonsense goes away, and my sole focus is on that,
That's
which in the
amazing.
grand scheme of life isn't like going to do much, but it's just so healthy to put all my focus into that.
Yeah.
And I've kept at it and quite progressed. But when I'm not on set, I find myself there. And again, it's been really helpful to have some hobby completely unrelated
Right.
to the industry to put time and focus on.
Yeah, that's really fascinating. I do think having a hobby and other things that you're doing just for fun, that can just be for fun and not something you're going to try to make money from, is
Yeah.
a nice break, because then you really are able to kind of throw everything else out the window and just enjoy it for play and just to, explore and have fun. And I think, sports and movement, that's why athletes are drawn to sports and, dancers. Like, I think movement can just be so healing because I love Pilates. I do it pretty frequently. It's so hard. I can't possibly think of anything else other than what I'm currently doing. Yes, and it definitely helps like clear the mind and at least take your mind off things for the hour that the class is.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad that you also have something to put all of your other focus into. It's just so helpful.
Yeah.
And it's nice that the hobby actually keeps you like in shape and
Yeah.
yeah. Jiu-Jitsu
Right.
is also a mind game where it's actively trying to figure out how to get out of these human puzzles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah.
But I definitely needed that, and it's been nice. People ask me like, "Oh, what's your next goal?" or "What are you aiming for in jiu-jitsu?" It's like, literally nothing. I do it for fun.
Yeah.
I do it for mind clearing, and some days I happen to be okay at it, and most days not. And that's not why I go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice to have that space to just release, Yeah.
Yeah, like a safe mind clearing. It's my sanctuary.
Yeah. I love that. For anyone listening that is maybe a film student and has never been on a set before or is just starting, film school and is learning about everything and trying to figure out where they fit in the industry, how would you describe your role as a DP?
Ooh. Well, like, a textbook kind of definition of a director of photography is like the head of the camera and lighting department. But, more complex, a director of photography is quite like a music conductor,
Hmm.
and that they're guiding musicians and not necessarily
Ah.
playing the instruments. So you're guiding the camera department, you're guiding the grip and electric department, you're guiding the crew to all play the same song, but to all play or create the same movie.
Yeah.
So it's quite a leadership role and putting out fires and having a clear vision so that you can guide everyone to make the same vision.
Yeah. That's a really cool way to look at it. I think that's helpful to visualize.
It's like such a fascinating position, I think. I was drawn to it because I thought it was just so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's someone dedicated to that. That's quite nice to visually be in charge.
Yeah.
Wow, seriously, I thought the director did that, but they do in a way, and they're leading you, and then you're adding your own stamp to it over
Yeah.
camera movement, lighting, lens choices, all the things to visually get their vision told.
Got it.
It's like
Yeah.
telling a story without dialogue, because you can visually tell it. You can evoke feelings without words
Yeah.
through certain camera movement, through lighting, through lens choice, through even lack of detail, like not letting the audience see certain things. You're being able to tell a story without having to speak it.
Right. Yeah. And being able to visually tell that story.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does a good collaboration look like between a DP and director?
Well, I think quite like everything else in every partnership, and quite the secret to life is communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being on the same page,
Right.
communicating what you're thinking, listening, and taking in what they're saying. Having a clear communication makes for the best collaborators. It's really helpful. It's quite the secret.
Yeah.
It's nice when you build a relationship and you kind of have an unspoken language,
Yeah.
but really just being able to clearly communicate what you want and need is important. It's so important.
Definitely. It always comes down to communication.
Yeah. Again, every partnership in life,
Yeah.
it's about clear communication.
For sure. In your role, it's a leadership role, like you mentioned. How would you describe your leadership style?
I think knowing what you want
Yeah.
and, again, being collaborative. So being able to speak what you want, but not be over every detail. So like when speaking with a gaffer, knowing the quality of light that you want and the output, perhaps, and being able to explain that, but not exactly making the choices as to what lamp fixtures using or diffusion, like allowing them to also have the same authority over it. And it's all specific and situational, but I love having and being surrounded by creative collaborators. And that's also the best part about this position, is that you get to hire those people. So you get to hire the ACs, gaffers, and key grips. And eventually, just like the director, you create a language that can sometimes be unspoken, and they know kind of what your tastes are and usual go-to. But yeah, a leadership is kind of knowing exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And not necessarily having to dictate exactly what every detail is, and letting others have say in it. It's also, again, making sure that everyone's being taken care of. There's so many things on set that can go wrong or get compromised, but we definitely don't want safety or anything to be one of those. So making sure that all of that is happening and going well, making sure everyone feels heard, and having a clear vision and sticking with the consistent look, making sure that shots cut together. You're not just doing things because it's cool. It's benefiting the story.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just being on top of your vision and on top of the crew and making sure that they're doing good and that they feel heard.
Yeah, definitely. What is your favorite project you've ever worked on?
I think kind of what comes to mind initially is just being a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
And getting to film a music video for his Nephews.
Wow.
Was like one of those moments in life that was really cool and surreal. And the Jackson family is just the absolute nicest family you'll ever meet. And the video, I think I did that in 2018, so 8 years ago, still holds up. So yeah. I can watch it and be like, oh, I like that. Yeah, I still do the choices. So I think overall the whole project is just great. And again, it's just a surreal moment. One of
Yeah.
those LA moments. You're like, oh, wow, that's cool. I got to work with him. the family.
Totally, totally. And like especially being a fan of his and then getting to work with the family, like it's like wow, like this is a really special moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the fact that they're just the nicest, genuine people that you'll ever meet is always just a pleasure.
Yeah. We love working with good people.
Yeah, yeah. I love good people. There's so many, and so many in Hollywood. There's a lot that you hear opposite wise, but for all of those, there's always good people too.
Yeah. The project that you worked on with Bretman Rock filmed in Hawaii. What were some of the unique challenges while filming in that environment?
Um, you know, working in Hawaii was like having a really great production designer because
Yeah.
it was a documentary. It was a small crew, and it was a small, great crew. Like I love. My sister was sound. My good friends Jen and Tommy were on it. Like we just had such a great family. We did not have a production designer though, and I think Hawaii provided its own scenery. It was like having a great one anywhere that you shot was kind of filled with great scenery.
Yeah.
And working with Bretman was amazing. You never know like what talent's going to be like, and he's big into the beauty world, so I was prepared that maybe he might want like beauty lighting and like pretty stuff, and he did not mind. He was like, shoot it however you want. I was like, can I turn off all the lights in the house? It was daylight, utilize natural light. He was like, yeah, go for it. And another great thing was that he just happened to have a airy sky panel light in the closet. Like, can we use this? And he was like, yeah, go for it. I've never quite had talent with like this amazing just light fixture chilling in the closet. And I look back at that project and it was so much fun. It was like 10 days, I think, 10-day project.
Okay, yeah.
And we just had I mean, I think visually one of my favorite projects. What could have been challenge was not having the same amount of access to rental houses that we do in Los Angeles. So if there
Yeah.
was any gear issue, it would have been a bit more difficult.
Mm.
And we rented locally in Los Angeles and flew out with the equipment. But definitely credit Tommy, who was the camera operator, for taking care of the camera package and making sure that we had everything that we needed for
Yeah.
foreseeing a lot of those problems. So didn't have that many issues. Yeah, I look back with a lot of great fondness.
Yeah. I love that. And Hawaii is beautiful.
I
So
love
it's-
it. Yes,
Yeah.
I will gladly work there any day,
Yeah.
probably any rate. Yeah, it's one of
Yeah.
my favorite places.
Yeah. So you have so much experience and you've been in this industry for a while now and you ended up starting your podcast exposing the negative. What inspired you to start that podcast and what are some of the things that you've learned so far in the process?
Ooh. I think like most things when you kind of do something out of your comfort zone, which that for me is so out of my comfort zone. I
Yeah.
would never have dreamed or thought of hosting a podcast. It's not my thing. I hit a low point. I went to Vegas for the NAB convention, which
Yeah.
is just a big film convention for all of us camera nerds to nerd out over gear, parties, all of that. There was a lot of people there, and there's always that question. And, I'm bad at asking it myself. Like, you meet people, it's like, oh, well, what are you working on? And it's like, nothing.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Right.
Oh, nothing? Oh, huh. Oh, it's quite a really slow time, isn't
Yeah.
it? For everybody. Yeah, this is quite depressing. It was so slow that I took a job in Vegas and I worked there as a local.
Mm.
I do think I ended up making some money, but I housed myself there and
Yeah.
flew back an extra day. So it wasn't much, but it was less about making money and more about the need to work on anything. So by the time that that job came around, all of my friends that had also been to the convention had left. And I just felt quite isolated. I have a great community, a great support system. They were still there via text, but just the fact that everyone was like physically gone. I'm in this big city, in a city that I love. I love Vegas, but I recall just sitting like outside of the mall and feeling isolated, feeling depressed, feeling so down. I did the job that day and had a good time. Flew back to Los Angeles and thought back on the experience, and I decided to kind of open up and post an Instagram story about how slow the industry is, how depressing it can be, and then added on top of that is social media and seeing and feeling like everyone else is working, but they're not. Right? They're just showcasing highlights.
Yeah, it's like social media,
Yeah.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
all the
I purposely uploaded that story right before jiu-jitsu practice because I didn't want to overthink posting that, being vulnerable. Like, oh, let me delete that real quick. No. So I posted it and I went to practice. It was an hour. And then I checked Instagram and the responses were overwhelming.
Wow.
I mean, I'll post like a hot selfie every now and then.
Yeah.
This got way more responses and it just showcased, oh, people want to talk about this.
Yeah.
They like some of the human in the vulnerability, and everyone is going through this. If not now, then.
Right.
Or this upcoming month,
Yeah.
It's different, but we all experience that. It's nothing unique.
Yeah.
So it made me think that people want to talk about it, and not enough people talk about it.
Right.
And even better if we see some of the people that we look up to speak about some of these harder topics. So I thought of that. And I thought of the name. I quite like the name.
Yeah, I love the name. It's really good.
So it was like, okay, let's do it. Just set my mind to make 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Initially a limited series, but I'm open to doing more. I'm quite open because some of the people I reached out to said yes, but they just weren't available in the crazy time frame that I had. Because I conceived this idea and then produced it all less than 2 months, maybe 1 month. And yeah, it was quite the process.
Yeah.
So
Tell me that.
yeah. Podcasts just seemed like the best and the right answer just because of how quickly available it would come and how kind of internationally it could be available to a lot of people. And yeah, I think one of the good things is if I set my mind to something, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, could
absolutely
be a Capricorn trait, but I just always kind of been that way.
I'm similar in that way too, where also if I say something, it's like now I have to do it
Oh,
because
yeah.
I can't lie to myself or no, I said I'm gonna do it, I must do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big actions over words thing.
Yes.
So that means if I do say something, it's got to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And even the thought of a season 2, be careful with. I would love for things to get busy and just not have the time, but I do genuinely want to continue that, and there's so much more to be explored.
Right.
I personally would also love turning the tables and having an episode where my friend Jay hosts it and I answer some of the same questions I've been asking.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. I think it's only fair. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I expect you
Flip
guys
the
to
script.
answer this, but I'll just keep it to myself. So I definitely have plans to do that.
That's awesome. I'm excited for that. And it's really special to open up that safe space for people to have those conversations because people can feel lonely, experiencing those things. But the reality is, a lot of other people are going through it. So to open up a space for that conversation where people can relate and not feel so alone is really special.
Yeah, it's not unique. It's something we all go through. The
Yeah.
industry naturally comes with highs and lows, with
Right.
working and with the phone not ringing, with depression, with trying to balance some kind of life outside of the industry while also working. It's so common to experience a lot of that.
Yeah.
So much of what we see and we talk about is not that, though. So it was good to give a space and shine a light on those topics.
Yeah, and the sharing the reality and not just the highlights that we do see on social media, but the real human things that we all go through.
Yeah, it's just important to showcase that. And for anybody that's even considering a life in the industry, it's like, this comes with it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
good
a
to
matter
know.
of if, it's like when.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's get into some fun segments.
Okay. I thought that was fun.
Yes, yes. So this segment is called Hot Takes in Hollywood. It's going to be a quick this or that.
Okay.
All right. The first one is documentary or narrative feature.
Narrative. I love narrative.
Yeah. Southern hospitality or LA hustle.
The LA hustle.
Yeah.
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 I love it.
Yes. Handheld or Steadicam.
I love handheld. I also love operating. I don't really have the skills for Steadicam, so pass it off to someone else. But with that quick reaction, I love handheld.
Awesome. Yeah. The shot you planned perfectly or the happy accident that worked better.
Honestly, the shot planned perfectly.
Yeah.
Because when that happens and it comes exactly like you planned, it's like a miracle, and it's so fun to see. Like, oh, I'm so glad we pulled that off.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
tricked him again, right?
Yeah. Being a DP or hosting a podcast, which is harder?
Okay. Well, I definitely prefer being a DP.
Yeah.
Interesting, like, a DP is probably harder and hosting a podcast is more uncomfortable. So it can go depending on what way you look at it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It definitely has its both things have their challenges. Yeah.
In a different way.
Right.
Yeah. In a different way. And I do prefer the challenges that come on set.
Yeah. Got it. All right. Our next segment is fact or fiction. So we're going to bust some myths about the industry.
Okay, cute.
Okay. The first one is that you need expensive cameras to become a cinematographer.
That is fiction. Very much. Yeah. I raved about lighting, and I do love lighting. Under that, I love lenses. Lenses are so important, and in those three categories, camera comes last. I would rather have the best, grip an electric truck with such a pristine lens set, and then whatever, a camera that takes on a PL lens. Yeah.
Yeah, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The next one is your reel is the most important part of your job application.
It's fascinating because I always wonder who actually watches the reel. Sometimes people are like, your reel actually looks good. And you were hired. You're like, oh,
yeah.
You're just now checking that out? So I think with that, we got to go with fiction.
Yeah. What do you think is the most important part?
Ooh, loaded question. It might be when they ask for references. Word of mouth and word of a trusted friend or person that you've worked with goes a long way. It
Yeah.
probably goes longer than that. That's why people are very particular about who they might recommend or might put on a reference sheet, because I think that goes a really long way.
Yeah, that makes sense having, someone be able to vouch for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what luck actually is having someone really fight and push for you.
Totally, yeah. Another one, the DP should know everything about every piece of equipment.
I do think that's fiction. I think you should know what it does particularly, but
Yeah.
yeah, you don't have to know exactly like, oh, that's on page 8 of the menu under that section. Like, you don't have to know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But be familiar with
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be familiar. Again, it's about knowing what you want and
Yeah.
a general way of achieving it, but not too specific. And you're like guiding the musicians who play the instruments so that
Yes.
they all make a cohesive image.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we busted some myths there.
Okay, great.
Our next segment is our crafty corner. So
Oh,
on
cute.
set, what does your dream ideal crafty table look like?
Ooh. It looks like some healthy options. Like, I want to
Yes.
be able to take the Yucca app and have things
Yes.
that rate well, because so many things that we eat just have questionable things put into it.
Absolutely.
And I think if we eat better on set, we're going to have better, more productive days.
Yeah, more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, a healthy snack table.
Yes.
It'd be so nice.
I'm right there with you on that.
Yeah.
I started seeing some gluten-free snacks around. I'm like, yes, love to see it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Accommodate everybody.
yes, yes. The candy, I'm like, it's too tempting. Like, this
Mm.
isn't gonna fuel us.
Yeah.
It's fun every
the
now and
temptation.
then. Yeah. But I'm with you. Like some healthy snacks for sure.
Yeah. Again, with a good rating, like, and be able to recognize what ingredients are in there.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. No red 40 or any of these other things.
Yeah. Or unpronounceable, 50 list of all these things that
Yes.
are not good for you.
Exactly. Yes. What is like a must-have in your bag on set? What do you need with you?
It's quite funny. I always carry around a king size white bed sheet, and it's just
Okay.
a simple, like, cheap way of attaining like soft light without necessarily having to get muslin or something off a big grip truck. If I always have that, then I know that I can soften my light or spread it, make it into a bigger source, and it's something you can hang over any piece of furniture. Like, so simple, and you can reflect off of it, or you can shine the light through it. It's just a little thing I keep around even when I travel. I don't bring it, but
Yeah.
you know, when you stay at a hotel, you always have
Yeah.
white sheets, right?
Right.
So I can again take my trick of just softening any kind of light source and
Nice.
making it feel like a much better quality. and
Yeah.
expanding a small panel light into this big 12 button.
That's so smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most underrated piece of gear?
Well, I'm going to go a little out of the box on
Okay.
this one. I think that the most underrated thing I bring is actually my sensitivity and big emotions, because I feel things very intensely.
Yeah.
That's happiness, sad, anger. It's so big. And
Yeah.
it can really be seen as a weakness, but it's actually quite a superpower, because I think it helps me be able to visually tell these emotions, because I feel it so intensely. I'm learning to embrace it. It's something that's really difficult in life
Yes.
to deal with, but it's actually quite a superpower.
I love hearing that as a fellow emotional girly. Yes.
It's a tough life.
Yeah, yes, it is. But I love, recognizing it as a superpower and the way that it can come in as a strength because oftentimes, being emotional, I mean, especially as a woman, could be looked or frowned upon. So phrasing it in that way of it being, such a strength is really, I really love that.
Yeah, it was something that Natasha Breyer helped me learn on my podcast as we were talking about these things.
Yeah.
She said it, and I was like, never looked at it that way.
Hmm.
But it is true.
Yeah,
Or I
definitely.
like to think so.
Yeah. I mean, when you're a part of storytelling, if you're able to understand and be in tune with the emotions that you're conveying in the story you're telling, I totally see how that's a strength.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that being that in tune with how I feel and feeling things so intense, it gives a good vision of like what it looks like without saying it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's cinematography.
Yes. Katie, you're on Call Sheet Confessions. What is your call sheet confession?
Okay. I think it's a recent reflection
Okay.
that I've had. Looking back on my career and how I went about it, I wish that I had went all in when it came to pre-production and it came to auditioning for the DP role.
Ah.
So like actors and everybody, we have to audition and pitch ourselves
Yeah.
for a DP role. I look back and I came into meetings and this sounds so strange looking back, but without a lookbook and guidance. And it was probably because just like in real life, like sometimes it's hard to give up your heart knowing that it's gonna break. So I didn't want to like put in so much love and hard work and not get the job. Kind of rely on, oh, well, if you look at my past projects and it aligns with it, like, great, we're good. I look back and I regret not going all in, creating a lookbook no matter what. Like, there's opportunities and things that I missed, and I would much rather look at them and be able to say, like, well, at least I gave it my all.
Yeah.
I look back and, like, possibly there's a reason I did not get that job because I did not give it the commitment up front. I think people value when you put unpaid time and love into it. And even, I thought maybe a lookbook would come on too strong. Like, I got the role, so I already made a lookbook. Like, I didn't know if it would come across as that. I did also initially like to have a meeting with the director to kind of get what they were going for.
Yeah.
But I think coming in with a vision and a lookbook, and even if it's not the alley they were going to, and then opening up and being like, oh, okay, well, if that, let me adjust the lookbook to what you're saying, and just coming visually prepared. It's a kind of part of the job. So it kind of baffles me to look back and be like, oh, why did I not do that? And every time, instead of looking at it as, I put so much time and wasted energy on that, it's all practice. It's all going towards the next project and, even discovering things. Like if you wondered how to tell these flashbacks and you thought of this cool way, even pocketing that and putting it towards a future project that you do get. Like there's so much, again, it's like practice makes perfect. So every time you're creating a lookbook, even if you don't get the part, it's like it's probably gonna come eventually like in use.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think reflecting back, that's something that I really wish that I did.
Yeah.
And I can't quite say like, well, you know what? I was up for that opportunity, but I gave it my all. Like I look back and I'm like, there might be a reason I did not get that. Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's very valuable self-reflection and like you live and you learn and it's part of the process. But I find that really interesting and I think a good reminder too, of just giving it your all because it like I understand where, maybe younger you was coming from of not wanting to put all of this into it because not knowing if it's gonna end up paying off, or also like you said, wearing your heart on your sleeve, putting it all out there just to get turned down. But like you said, just doing that and coming with that preparation, it will come. That work that you do behind the scenes will pay off at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and again, just showcasing the commitment that you already have
Yeah.
before you have the job, and giving them the kind of work that you're capable of.
Yeah.
And showcasing that early on, I think a lot of people probably get jobs just for that alone.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. What was the biggest problem or challenge you had to solve on set? And how'd you go about doing it?
Well, there's so many problems that arise on set. You
Yeah.
just like have to think in the moment. I remember on my first feature, Before the Dawn, we were doing pickup shots, and there was a birthday party going on next door.
Okay.
We were filming in the night, outside, in the yard, and there's a full-on band playing at a birthday party. And they booked them for the night, and yeah, there was no having that turn off. So just the quick problem solving moment was to shoot it, and then ADR later on in post. And it says a lot about the actors because they were doing like a serious scene where a guy's trying to get out of the drug selling world.
Wow, yeah.
And meanwhile, like happy birthday
Yeah.
going on in the back.
Right.
So
Wow.
that's just one example. And another would be the music video that I recently did. The director had gotten permission to shoot in the lobby of her apartment building. When we went to shoot there, the people that granted permission were not there. So the production, got shot down then, and the way to pivot was just pushing scenes up and shooting something else while that situation got taken care of. And so eventually we were granted permission, and instead of it being a day scene, it became a night scene, and it actually worked out. And I think that it played way better being in the night. Sometimes things just happen. But again, it's just kind of quick pivot positions.
Yeah. And it shows how valuable the skill is of being flexible, being adaptable, and able to, figure out other ways around things.
Yeah. You definitely have to try to think quickly and just, not be married to a schedule.
Yeah.
Things are going to change every
Right.
time.
For aspiring cinematographers out there, people that want to become a director of photography, what are your biggest pieces of advice for them?
Definitely think twice. But it would definitely be to learn lighting. Like, I get it, the camera's cool. Most of us look at the camera and be like, I want to be the one to operate that. But it's all about lighting, visually telling a story and shaping a face. Being able to create a 3D image is about lighting, learning lighting, going up the G&E route, or at least day playing as a gripper electric on things and understanding what it takes to do those jobs. Because when you are a DP and you're asking for certain setups and you don't know the labor that goes into it, it's not very respected. Like, you have to understand how much crew it takes, how much manpower, how much equipment, and that's very respected when you know what you're asking for and you know that you have appropriate equipment and power and humans and everything. I would definitely would do that if I were starting right now. I would get into grip and electric and learn more about what they do and just what every little thing is called or nicknamed or anything, know what you're asking for. So to learn lighting is the biggest thing, I think. To not be so focused on the big stuff, to like just film anything. Like, we all have a phone.
Yeah.
You can shoot, like, pretty decently. You can definitely practice lighting with the phone, like what looks good, what doesn't. And we all, I think, have friends, community. And it's not really too hard to put together like a little film crew and make some kind of passion project, make some
Yeah.
kind of fun. Like, make sure that the passion's there, because the passion's going to be what carries you through the tough times. Another big thing is to build a community, a network. Network's good because that's going to be who hires you, word of mouth, who spreads the word. But community is huge, and that's going to be really what you lean on in some of the tough times, or the times you just want to quit and people are like, snap out of it. Like, you're just going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think building a community, hanging out at some like camera events or rental houses, and just creating those connections.
Yeah. You've mentioned before that hanging out with people that inspire you and like wanting to surround yourself with those people. How do you go about finding those people?
Oh, I think just kind of in similar environments like camera networking events, Cinegear, Las Vegas's NAB, rental houses throw networking parties a lot. I feel like there's a good amount of like Facebook groups or social media posts that kind of gather filmmakers around. And again, word of mouth goes a long way. And just knowing one person can lead to knowing 20 people.
Yeah, right.
Another good thing about social media is having access to some people that wouldn't have been in the past, and reaching out to people who inspire you, asking a question or two. If it's a good question, they're most likely going to respond.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing that we have this technology that can put us in touch with the people that we look up to. So I think another great part of the job is getting to hire those that you're going to be surrounded with long hours of the day. So to get to hire my friends or people that inspire me is just an amazing workspace to put myself in and
Yeah.
set myself up for success. To have great morale on set, that's such a huge thing. It can go a long way.
Absolutely.
Makes a bad day still be a good day. Just being surrounded by the right people. So we're in LA. There's a lot of inspiring and creatives around. Just going out to any kind of random restaurant, coffee shop, most likely there's a filmmaker wandering about.
For sure. Yeah. Katie, are you living your dream?
That's a loaded question. Interesting, because the dream's always changing, right?
Yeah.
Always getting bigger.
Right.
With that, like, honestly, have to say no. Yeah.
Wow.
Right? I aspire like bigger and better things for sure.
Well, what's next?
Hopefully some features.
Okay.
Hopefully some features that, again, as we were talking, like, once you speak it, it's got to be right.
Yeah.
I'll look back on some really cringy podcasts that I did early on talking about upcoming projects, and they did not see the light of day. So I always have a little, I don't want to tempt fate, but like saying things, but I am in need of a feature, and hopefully that's it. And definitely more collaborations with Jay. That's always on the agenda.
Well, that's exciting to look forward to. And I gotta say, you are the first person to ever say no.
Oh, okay, great.
But I find that really interesting and really real, because someone one time flipped the script on me, one of my guests, and said, Mia, are you living your dream?
Mm.
And I was like, whoa, no one's ever asked me that.
But
like,
are
how,
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm living parts of it, but I haven't like hit it yet. And how you kind of said, like, it's always changing. So I appreciate you saying that because I relate to that. Like, there's definitely things I dreamed of as a kid doing, like dancing professionally, which I've done, moved to Los Angeles, which I've done. And there's have a podcast, which I'm doing. Like, there are parts of it, but there's also bigger dreams that I have and things that, I haven't really hit it yet, But I think it's important to, like, know the progress and where you've reached so far and like celebrate yourself for that. But I think it's also so fair and real to say there's still much more that you want to do. So I really love that you said that.
Well, it's a fascinating question too, because I wonder what goal it is that would make me answer yes. Like, would it
Right.
be yes if I was working on the prestige project that everyone wants to be on? If I was, Emmy award winning Oscar, like, would I? Would I? The question is like, is it ever going to be satisfying? I
Yeah.
certainly hope so. I
Yeah.
really do. But the honest thoughts are like, with the goal always changing, always being higher, like, oh, yay, I did a $2 million job feature. Great. When's the 10 million? When's the
Right.
100?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's always changing. I think
Yeah.
a lot of us creatives are always reaching for the next goal, which is good and bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that, high achievers, you can look at your life and not realize how far you've come because you are always looking for the next thing and you continue to up the ante and like up the pressure on yourself. Now that I've done this, now I can do that. Like you just said, 5 million, now 10 million. So it's definitely very real, and that's, I think a lot of people can relate to that. It's very interesting.
Yeah. It's always changing, always bigger. But I do hope that, one day the answer can be yes.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's very exciting to look forward to. And thank you so much, Katie, for coming on Call Sheet Confessions.
Oh, I appreciate it, Mia. Thank you. I really enjoyed my time here.
Thanks. I'm so glad. Where can we find you? Where can we check out your projects?
Well, definitely check out my website, which is kaitywilliams.com. Kaity. Definitely spelled a little different. Instagram, same, just my name, Kaity Williams. Would love to collaborate and work on not anything, but
Yeah.
but a lot of things for sure. Yeah. Find me there.
Sounds good. Well, thank you again, Katie. And thank you all for watching this episode of Call She Confessions. Always make sure to work hard and chase the dream, because if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. May your call times be reasonable and your checks be on time. And like my Mimi always says, break a leg, but not really. We'll see you next time. Bye.